In every mother carries a story the world seldom hears. One that begins with tears of joy and unfolds between sleepless nights and self-discovery.
My initial feelings after giving birth, well, if we're focusing on the postpartum depression, which blew up after my second son, um, defeat, um, feeling out of control, and extremely emotional. Yeah, I actually planned out my suicide because I couldn't take it anymore. Um, and I know we're jumping in there really quick, but it's the harsh reality. I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't see that there would ever be an end in sight. So I I just couldn't take the isolation anymore and the stress. And I unfortunately did get to that point where I did start planning out how I would end my life. I didn't want to hurt my kids. That's not what it was, but I couldn't identify what I was feeling because I'd never felt this before. So, like, the sun was out. I wasn't drunk. I wasn't under any influence. I never took any medication, pills, anything, substance, nothing. I was completely taken from my body. Something else took the wheel. I joke about it now that Jesus took the wheel and drove me home because there's no other way. I watched myself drive home. It was like I was in a dream. I wasn't driving. I was driving, but my soul was out of it watching. And like I watched myself. I see it right now in my head. I'm on the parkway and I wanted to go left towards the bridge. The car went right to go home. And it wasn't until I pulled home into my driveway, put the car in park, and I had this like my body felt numb, but I felt like I was connecting back with my body. And I still felt sad. I'm like, how did I get here? Like, I feel like I was just an autopilot. And I had this moment of like, I felt
Relief.
a little bit of relief. I have chills just talking to you about it. I felt a little bit of relief. And I was like, I feel like I'm going to be all right. I know I'm still not okay. And that did not fix me. But I got out of my car. I went inside and my husband and the kids
Mm.
were sleeping. I woke up my husband. I said, I'm not okay. I almost killed myself. I'm really not okay. We hugged, we spoke. The problem was never us, it was just our situation. And, there's only so much that you two can take as individuals where, it really had nothing to do with like the two of us. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of like crying spells and stuff, which is like normal for a pregnancy, right? But it turned into not being normal when I was in my second trimester. And my husband at the time came home, found me in my closet with a plastic bag wrapped around my head. Yeah. I was so suicidal for no reason. Pregnancy wasn't at all what I expected it to be, let alone my birth experience, which was extremely traumatic. I didn't know, but I didn't know when I found out I was pregnant, right? Because everybody talks about it as this like walk in the park, rainbows and butterflies and unicorns everywhere, like it's the best thing in the world. And it wasn't. It was my living nightmare. So I was 2 weeks past my due date, and my due date's approaching. It's February 16th. But anyway, so I remember my very last OBGYN appointment, and they said that, I'm having no signs of labor at all whatsoever. And I remember them measuring him, with the ultrasound. And they were like, oh yeah, his head circumference is about 14 centimeters, like circumference. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, let me do the math real quick. And I'm not good at math, by the way. You can dilate up to 10 centimeters. 10. This dude's head is 14 centimeters around. Not only rips, but like, hello? And so I remember after that appointment, I was like, can I schedule a C-section? They said no. Straight to my face. Nope. You are not getting a C-section. And I'm like,
Why?
I don't know. You know what this lady,
biased,
that lady that I don't remember her name for the life of me. And I wouldn't say her name right now, but for legal matters in the future, I wish I knew her name. And I don't even know if I want to pursue a legal matter about this anyway. But anyway, besides the point, she says to me, women have big babies all the time. You'll be fine.
When I began this project, I wanted to learn what it means to lose yourself in the fog of a mental health crisis. One that sees the light at the end of the tunnel. And a story that ends in finding your way back to the woman or parent you thought was gone forever. This is one story of a mother who was honest, unfiltered, and deeply human.
I ended up having to have a C-section anyway. Yeah, the look on your face. Yeah, dude, I ended up having a C-section anyway because...
Did you try?
Yes.
So you were trying to...
Yes, I tried to push for I don't know how long, but it was a long time.
And did you get the epidural?
Yes. What is funny about that is I had to have the epidural twice.
Is it wild?
No, they put it in wrong. She had to wait until she saw the contractions on the monitor to tell me to push right when there was a contraction happening. Yeah. So I tried for a really long time. And this nurse, she says to me, verbatim, "You're not trying hard enough. Let me know when you care about your son." And she walked out. But eventually a doctor comes in just to say hi, like just to check up. And she's like, okay, what's going on? So she checks me out. And she's like, I can tell you're trying. We think that there is no physical possible way you're going to have this baby vaginally. Yeah. She said, we need a C-section now before you lose oxygen completely. They were getting me ready for the C-section, and they took the epidural out, and oh my God, I could not sit still for the life, because you know how they have to put in the other thing to make your whole body numb, basically from your shoulders down for when they do surgery on you? Do you know what I'm talking? I don't know what that stuff is. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what anything is called in the medical field. I apologize. But
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but basically between taking my epidural out and putting in something else to make me go numb.
It's like the type of stuff that like
people could still be awake.
Yes, yeah, exactly
literally
that.
Guts out.
Before that, though, I was like, Miss Girl, can you please take me the fuck out? Like, can you just knock me out while you do the surgery? And she was like, if I knock you out, your husband can't be in the same room as you. And I was like, I don't want him to miss out on the birth of my son. So I was like, okay, just keep me awake, whatever. I don't care. But between the epidural taken out and when I had that, whatever it was, to make me go numb, I could not sit still enough for them to actually make me go numb, because they had to wait for me to sit still enough so they could do it. The contractions were so unimaginably bad. Oh my God. And it was so bad. I remember crushing my husband's hand so bad that he was like, bro, you almost broke my hand. And then there's a picture of me holding my son.
You don't remember?
No, I don't fucking remember it. I don't remember holding my son for the first time. I don't remember.
Yes. Your hardest moments, while they are shaping you to where you're meant to go, they are temporary. It's not a forever thing. And I want somebody out there who, maybe somebody is depressed that's watching this or listening to this. It's not forever. It's not. And I think sometimes all we need is, when we're in that dark tunnel of depression, when we really we don't see any light, sometimes we just need to feel someone's hand there to know we're not alone. And eventually you're going to see that light. And eventually you're going to get out of that tunnel. And that hand is going to let you go. And that's when you're meant to spread your wings. But your hardest moments, while they are shaping you to where you're meant to go, they are temporary. Everything in life is temporary, even your greatest moments. And that's something that's very important too. Your happiest moment that you've ever experienced, or if you're in a happy stage of your life, enjoy it, because it's not going to be forever. Your life is constantly going to go up and down. So be aware of your perception, how you view things, and your understanding of life, and that you can get through anything, and to really enjoy the beautiful moments when you have them, because they're not forever, just as your hard times are.
What if he just wants to go back to grandma? What if he just wants to go back to whoever's filling in my spot? What if he doesn't want to be there with me? I'm so scared. I hate it myself, but it truly does get better. It truly does. I'm still struggling to feel like I'm a real human being, right? But it's true. It is so very, very true. Your life will get better. It gets worse before it gets better, believe it or not. If your life has to go into complete shambles, let it. Because you have the power to rebuild it however you want. And you can rebuild your life to be better than the one that you started out with. Even if it was great and fantastic, even if your life was great and fantastic, if it goes to complete shambles, you can create an even better life. You really can. I want everybody to know that they have the power within themselves to create everything out of nothing. Everybody can make the impossible happen.
Thank you.
Yeah. No problem, man. Hell yeah. Thank you for having me. Hell yeah, dude. That was awesome.